All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got some NBA playoffs to jump into. Today, we got 4 games on the slate. We got the Mavs hosting the Jazz, the Timberwolves taking on the Grizzlies, Philly and the Raptors, and then we got Golden State and Denver as the late game tonight, late 8:30 game. But we're going to jump into each game. I'm going to give you my against the spread lean on the game, give you my thoughts on the game, give you what I'm thinking. But as always, you guys know the drill. My final plays will be in the pinned comment, so make sure to keep an eye on that, and we're going to add some player props for sure today. Now, we went 3-1 last night. We had Hawks money line. Big time. Let's get that cha-ching. Brandon Ingram under 23.5 points. He kind of goes off. CJ McCollum under 25.5 points. We'll cash it. And then our ride of the day coming in from Kev. The ride of the day, Marcus Morris over 12.5 points. Maybe the easiest win on our ticket last night. So a 3-1 day. Definitely feels good to get going with that 3-1 day in these playoffs here, guys. And I got some flack, and I called it out in the video too, so it's all good. But talking about why go with Ingram and McCollum's under in points? One of them sure to go off, and that's the truth. Like, I got that was the case. That's why I called you guys, or I called it and said, it's a psycho alert type of play to have both those guys unders, but I figured with our slate, we had 4 plays last night. You know, I was kind of aiming at a 3-1 type of night, and the one I would have probably said hand up, it's going to be one of those point unders, but the other guy definitely isn't going to go off if one does. So I don't know. That's how my crazy brain worked, and it actually paid off. But guys, thank you to Kev for the ride of the day yesterday, cashing with Marcus Morris. If you do want to drop a play in the comments, use hashtag ride of the day in the comments, and I'll be jumping on board with someone's play, and you guys get a shout out in the next video, win or loss there. But let's jump into today's slate. Like I said, we got 4 playoff games today, and I really am excited for this because, you know, it's tough. We can all admit playoff basketball is harder to bet. The lines are sharper. You know, the books really know, Vegas really know how this game's gonna go each and every game. But you know, I love the challenge. I love the fight of it. So I'm very excited for this, guys. We got 4 games to jump into, but before we even get into the games, I know I'm rambling, but I gotta thank the ballers. You guys know I gotta thank the ballers. Come on, thank you very much. 2, we got Dennis. We have, oh my God, my list just closed. We have Dennis, the OG baller. I always give Dennis his props for sure. We got Dennis, Alex, the Anchor, Ricky, Jimmy. I feel like I don't even need the list to just rattle these off. I've done it so many times. I remember it. Keenan, Zapata, Jameson, Poncho, Corey, The Roof, Julian, Nick, McPaxton, John, Larry, Pagong, Drew, Corey, Trady, Sherwin, Edwin, Carmelita, Eric, Expect, Thomas, Sam, Harold, and Fizz. Guys, I do appreciate each and every one of those names that I just mentioned there. The ballers, $2.99 a month, get you some exclusive access to some perks on the channel. But at the end of the day, guys, I just appreciate the support. And if someone chooses to pay $2.99 a month, I really cannot thank them enough. So thank you so much to the ballers there, guys. That link, if you do want to become a baller, if you do want to show some support, that link will be in the pinned comment there. And if you do just want to show support in another way, hit that subscribe button, guys. I do really appreciate it. And let's run up the like button for some NBA basketball. But it's about time we jump into our first matchup tonight. We got the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Utah Jazz here. Mavericks 8-2 in their last 10, 7-2-1 in their last 10 against the spread. They're 4-0-1, have not lost in their last 5 against the spread on when they are at home. The Jazz, on the other hand, last 6 away games here, 1-5 against the spread, 2-7-1 to close out the season in their last 10 against the spread here. They're 2-8-1 in their last 11, 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games against Dallas, and 1-6, like I said, or actually 1-5 in their last 6 against, or when they are on the road here. Dallas 6-1-1 in the last 8 games, 7-1 straight up, and they're 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games at home, trending really well here. And Utah does pick up 3 out of their last 4 games. They lose to Phoenix, but they beat Portland, they beat OKC, and they beat up on a Memphis team that was beaten and bruised too. But Dallas winning 8 out of the last 10, beating San Antonio, Portland, Detroit, Milwaukee. They beat Cleveland, the Lakers, Utah already, who they're playing tonight, then Houston. You know, the talent isn't totally crazy, but the fact that we can get Dallas here, I think, with plus money, that is going to be our lean for tonight. In terms of injuries, Kleber is upgraded to Pro Bowl, Neil Quinta is out, Hardaway Jr. is out, and Luka is out. That's the real reason. The injury report is tough, but I do think that this Utah team seemingly has been playing, against the spread-wise pretty poorly. So I'm going to be maybe a psycho in this one and lean Dallas, even without their best player, getting 5.5 points. Now, Utah, I think, wins this game. I think that this game probably would come down to a 110 to 108 type game, which would hit the over too. The over is 208.5, so keep that in mind as well. So I think Utah probably wins this game. I think with them having their healthy top-end talent, I think I lean them in terms of a money line look here. But in terms of the points, I do think that this is a game that could be a very hard-fought game, and I'm going to lean with the points here. Now, I will be completely honest. If someone has the facts to back up Utah and say, no, we should ride with Utah, this is the move, Utah's the move tonight, I don't know if I have the ammunition to say, no, you're wrong, go with Dallas, because Luka's such an instrumental part, to that team, as if I'm breaking news to you guys. So I'm gonna lean Dallas just because we're getting some points, maybe even getting a +6 on some books as well. I'm gonna lean Dallas just because I think this game can stay somewhat close, but I like Utah with the win. So I hate to let you guys down, but that is kind of an on the fence type play for me, but I'm gonna lean Dallas against the spread. Next up, we got the Grizzlies, 6.5-point favorites here against the Timberwolves. Grizzlies, last 10 games, finished the season 7-3 straight up, 6-3-1 against the spread, and when they're at home, 6-1 here. Now, Ja Morant going to be back. The only injury report here is Tilly, and he's going to be out for them. Prince is questionable for Minnesota. This Memphis team showed that they can ball. They closed the season with some losses here. A loss to Utah, loss to Denver. They did beat New Orleans, and they lost to Boston, but those teams are playing really good basketball. So I'm going to be leaning Memphis -6.5 in this one. They're 12-4 straight up in the last 16, 10-1 straight up in the last 11 games at home, 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing at home against Minnesota. I like that for them. Minnesota here, 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games against Memphis. So Memphis has the trend here. They're getting their good players back. I'm going to lean Memphis, even though this Minnesota team has been playing really, really well. And I see that, I've seen a lot of picks already on YouTube and social media saying that the Timberwolves +6.5 points may be just too many points to give. I'm still going to be leaning the favorite here in Memphis. And this total is 237.5, so there could be some serious player props that we're looking at there as well. So keep an eye on the pinned comment for the final play there. Next up, we got the Philly 76ers here taking on the Raptors. Sixers, 4.5-point favorites, and I'm seeing a lot of the public here. The money in the public here is 66% on Toronto. In the last 10 games here, Toronto 8-2, 6-4 against the spread, and Philly 6-4 straight up and 3-7 against the spread. At home, they're 2-2 against the spread, so they're 500 there. These two teams played just about a week and a half ago, and Toronto beat them by 5 points, 119 to 114. Philly, they did end up winning 5 of the last 6 games to conclude the year, but not against the best talent. Detroit, Indiana again, Cleveland, and then Charlotte in terms of who they ended up beating. But I still think that, if we're going to lean top-end talent in this one, and I might even admit that, I think the Raptors are truly a better team, but I don't know if they're a better NBA team. I think that the Sixers team, we've seen some issues, I guess, with Embiid, with Harden, but I think that when you have really, really talented players like that, this is the type of moments that they shine through. Joel Embiid has been an absolute monster, and I don't see any reason why he cannot just absolutely take over this game. So I'm going to be leaning Philly -4.5 in this one, and, this could be a game. It's only -170 on the money line. This could be a game where we could parlay it with something else just to get a little better odds and possibly look at Philly money line, because I do think all the games that we've looked at so far could be hard-fought games. So, -4.5, while it seems like a low spread, that could even be a higher, or that could be a high spread for the type of game it's going to be. All right, last game on the slate, guys. Before we conclude today, we got the Warriors hosting the Denver Nuggets. Injury report, Steph Curry now upgraded to probable. Michael Porter Jr. still out, and Cappuccino for Denver, their point guard, he's still suspended there, so he is not playing. But we have a 6.5-point spread for the Warriors, and I wish this was lower. I'm still going to lean Warriors because I think that they're going to be at home. They get that pizzazz of Steph Curry back, and now they're finally healthy with Steph coming back, Clay here, Draymond doing his thing, you know what I mean? I think that this is, and Jordan Poole's really emerged. I think this team is definitely, going to be able to kind of be like, yeah, no, we're very familiar with the playoffs. Let's just win this game. I just wish that this wasn't a 6.5-point spread. And again, we're leaning it still. We may be taking it. We may be rolling with it, but I do wish we were looking at somewhat of a spread that, you know, made me feel a little bit more comfortable. Back in early March, the Warriors did catch the win here and covered this number as they won 113 to 102. And they've been playing all right at home. They're 3-0 against the spread in their last 3, so getting Steph Curry back can only help. So I'm going to be leaning Warriors here, -6.5. But again, it's tough because I don't totally love the idea of that number in a Warriors team that really has been a little bit of a letdown. I shouldn't even say a little bit. Has been a pretty decent letdown. They closed out the season well, but for, you know, while Steph was injured for a couple weeks in a row there, they were just like, so it is tough, but you know, it's what it is. We are going to be leaning with the Warriors there, -6.5. So that's going to wrap it up for the predictions portion of the video, guys. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Please hit that like button and comment your ride of the day. Give me something. Maybe give me a player prop. I'm feeling spicy with some player props tonight. Those have been on fire. And if we give one last shout out here to yesterday's ride of the day, it's coming from Kev. He has his cheers and his applause, and the fans going wild for him, so appreciate that. That was a big time cash for him. But guys, it's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully, we do have a winning night when we revisit it tomorrow, and I'm very, very excited to do that, and excited to just watch some playoff basketball. Playing games are awesome, too. Like, I see Trae Young going off last night. That was awesome. 6 points in the first half, and then he said, you know what? Let's just win this game. And he goes off. I love that, but there's nothing like getting into a basketball series here, so I'm very, very excited for it. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out. Keep an eye on that pinned comment, by the way.